Merry Christmas to all our viewers all around the world. Thanks for joining us on this Christmas Day edition of the show. Of course, you could be anywhere else, but you're here with us. Thank you so much. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Feels good to be here on this special day to take you on a trip across the money-spinning world of sports. Of course, it's the holidays, but sports it's still going on. Of course, tomorrow, big one in the English Premier League. It's going to be Boxing Day matches. Here in Nigeria, we're looking forward to the start of the Nigeria Professional Football League season. That's the 2020-2021 season. And all signals we're getting, it appears that everything will start as said on December 27. We will also talk about what's going on in the English Premier League. I told you there'll be matches, of course, tomorrow and the day after, that's Sunday. So we'll also talk about some managerial decisions that might be made soon. We'll talk about PSG, the likelihood of Mauricio Pochettino being appointed as the manager of that club. That's the outlook of the show today. Let's bring you into all that we're doing. Today's the day that you want to talk to us. Today's the day that I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy what's on offer, and also tell us some of the things you feel we should be talking about, especially on the day. That's not, it's not, even though it's Christmas Day, but it's not light on sporting content. There's a lot to talk about. So you can give your opinion on issues raised on this program through the following mechanisms. You can get across to us on Facebook, that's Channels Alpha Sports, on Twitter, that verified handle that we love to talk about, Channels_Sports. That's how you can let us know what you feel. You can also send us a mail, sportstonight@channelstv.com. Send us a mail, let us know what you feel about all the things happening in your amazing world of sports. And as we go on the show, we'll try to incorporate some of the things that you're saying as we go on. Hopefully, we will touch down in London. Austin Okonakman will be joining us. And of course, at some point, we'll also allow Alfred Okoligbe join in as all of us try to navigate our way and talk sports on Christmas Day. So that's just it. Let me quickly introduce my partner in the studio, in the Lagos studio with me. Ikena Oke Chikwendo joins me today. And let me welcome you and also say Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you too, Yemi. It's wonderful. This is the last Friday show for the year. It's historic, so I'm happy to be here.
All right. Let me see if I can quickly introduce the other guys too and get some sort of opening remarks from them. I mean, it's Christmas Day, so let's just lighten things up a little. Okay, so let's go to Austin Okonakman and hear him talk to us. Austin, good evening. I want to say Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for joining us today. It's not always easy dragging yourself out on a Christmas Day to do a sports show, but it's what we love doing, and we're so happy to be here. So once again, thanks for joining us.
Sporting greetings, Yemi, Ikenna, and of course our viewers all over the world. Merry Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and gives us an opportunity to love each other, because with love we can make this world a better place.
All right, so that's it. All right, let's touch up again with Alfred Okoligbe. Alfred, it's good to have you join us on this Christmas Day, and we'll try to lighten things up, even though we're going to be talking about serious issues. But of course, like Austin said, it's the most wonderful time of the year. So, Merry Christmas to you, and thanks for joining us on the show tonight.
Merry Christmas, Yemi. Merry Christmas, the guys in the studio. Of course, to the esteemed viewers out there. It's exciting to be here. Like Aiken has said, the last edition, Friday edition for the year. I'm excited to be here. I'm more excited that the league is kicking off. It's about time.
All right. So, so that's where we're starting from anyway. So let's just dive straight into it, and let's show you. Like I said, all indication, barring any last-minute unforeseen incident, all indication, everything points into the direction that the league will start on Sunday, as been said. So let's just show to you match day 1 fixtures. All the teams that will be playing away are already where they will be when a game will be played, and the home teams already geared up for what's going to happen. So let's quickly see match day 1 fixtures and talk about match day 1 fixtures. It's going to be very interesting. You have Rivers United and Rangers International in match day 1 fixture. You have Adamawa United and Kano Pillars, Casino United and Heartland, Nasarawa United and Wiki Tourist, Plateau United and Kora United will try each other for size. You have Aqua United and Dakara FC, Woolok Huns, Jigawa Golden Stars and Sunshine Stars will also try each other for size. FC Fanyoba and Lobby Stars will, trade tackles. You have MFN FC, the Lagos team will, slug it out with Warri Wolves. Aimba International of Aba will also play. It's a derby, against Abia Warriors. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in that one. Aqua United will take on Dakar FC, another derby on match day 1. All right, let me start with you, Ekena. We can't really say much about what to expect, what to see, because we've not got the chance to see these guys. And like Alfred, a lot of us are just excited that we get that the league is going to start.
Yeah,
but
it's been a long time.
Based on pedigree, there are some matches, irrespective of who is playing, there are some matches that you will say, go and see this one.
I was any day, anytime. Yeah. And Abia Warriors have a new coach, Mama. Mama is their new manager. And they have done a lot of preseason games. They have, and they are very, very distant on social media. So we'll be seeing active. So we'll be seeing their training sessions. We'll be seeing their videos and how they're
about their signings, about their activities.
Even their new jerseys, they launched it today. So it's going to be a wonderful game. And then Yimba coming from that training defeat in Sudan. So, and I think they're going to share the Aba Stadium for a while. So it's going to be a good match. One I have my own eye on for obvious reasons.
Okay, all right. I don't know which one Alfred thinks, if he was going to advise anybody to go and see. For my money, I'll probably say Rivers United and Rangers. But which one will it be, Alfred? Or it may be more than one anyway.
I want to agree with you. The Rivers United Rangers international game is one that will catch anybody's, if you follow the league, fancy. There are a lot of players presently in Rivers United. Kennedy Adedipe, you have Godwin Aguda, who has incidentally scored in all of their CAF Competitions Cup game. These are fortunate money. These are players that have played for Rangers International before, and they now play for Rivers United. And interestingly, Rivers United just put themselves out there. That 2-0 defeat they handed to Bloemfontein Celtic just kind of raised the ante for that game. It means that they are a solid team. Don't also forget that at the finals of a preseason tournament played in Enugu, it was the Rangers that, beat Rivers United 2 goals to only about a week ago. And so they want to take that. That will be played somewhere in Rivers United. But those games, like 2 games that I know that I've been tracking, it's been confirmed that they won't be played on Sunday. The Abia Derby will be played on Monday. And I hear that the Rivers United Rangers game might come. Somebody said Wednesday, but I'm not until I get official communication from the league management company. But that of the Abia Derby, it's confirmed that it's going to be played on Monday and not on Sunday.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that update, Alfred. So you're looking forward to that derby. So pencil it down for Monday, unless you're told otherwise. Let me go to Austin and get his take. If you are advising somebody, or if somebody says, look, I want to see exciting football on the domestic scene. You guys are trying to win me over. Which of the games would you recommend? Is it just one or a couple of those games? Even though we've not seen these guys, but like I said, even you're looking at it by pedigree, you could look at some games and say, irrespective of who's wearing these jerseys, when these two teams play, it's going to be fireworks. But let me just have the games you think that, look, is worth looking forward to.
Okay, they are all interesting fixtures, and it's actually a perfect Christmas gift for football followers in Nigeria that the league is coming back. But I think I'd like to see Aqua United and Dakada FC because
for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons. For obvious reasons.
Together. I was going to put a disclaimer because I knew we were going to go there. But I said that because Dakada FC, to me, were the surprise package of last season. I'm sure Alfred and Ikena will agree. Yeah. They played beautiful football. It was quite unfortunate that the league got shut the way it happened on March the 18th. I think they were a team that was on a roll, and it will be good to see if they can continue where they stopped. The government of Akwa Ibom State, they've been trying to do their own bit in supporting Aqua United. We talked about the training workshop that they had. We talked about in fact, the unveiling of the team that they did. Dakada is their younger brother. So just like some sort of local derby that we can use to, improve followership of football in the country. Aside that, it's beautiful fixture. I'd like to see Kano Pillars back in action. I'd like to see MFM back in action. All of the teams in the Nigeria Professional Football League, and see if they've actually been thinking with the COVID-19 window, or they just went to sleep and said, look, there's a pandemic, we're not playing football anymore. But it's good news that football is back.
All right. Okay, since you brought up COVID-19, some of our colleagues, well-respected colleagues that I must had, I've been talking about the resumption and what they think should be in place before. We're excited that the league is starting, but then again, you brought up COVID-19, which we're being forced to live with. It's a global crisis, and some of our colleagues have said one or two things about it. I want you to listen to two of them on the show. Then I'm going to get back. I'm going to get your views from the three of you. You listen to those guys. I'm going to Tanana Ayejino and Duru Kazuogbe. They have things to say that is worth listening to on the resumption of the league.
I really don't think the league can actually kickstart 27th of this month, because we got that directive from the minister just last week, Friday. And for me, I think it's really a hasty decision. Yeah, of course, nobody's happy that the Nigerian Football League has been off since March. But of course, we need to take the right steps in bringing it back. When we ought to have brought the league back was about a month or two ago. We didn't do that. So why are we in a hurry to do it now? Where are the COVID-19 protocols put in place by the same ministry and even the Football Federation, or even the League Management Committee company who are in charge of the league? All these things have not been worked out, and we want to start the league, in such a manner. How are the fans going to be part of the matches? What about the players? How is the testing going to take place? What are the modalities on ground?
I have my reservations about the league starting December 27, as announced by LMC, because we are all in this country, we are aware of the second wave of COVID-19 that is around, and given what it takes in other climes where league is flourishing right now without the fans, I don't think we are ready yet, because most of the clubs that are going to participate in the league, I am not sure they can afford to do most of what is necessary for the players, technical officials, to start the league that was suspended way back in March. So I have my reservation about it. Even if it starts on December 27 as arranged by LMC, I see a situation where if there is spike in the number of players and officials that are infected by the virus, there might be need for the league to be suspended again.
All right, issues raised. As much as we're happy that the league is about to start, are we ready to do what is necessary to ensure that it's not just about starting, it's about being able to continue, being able to put everything that is necessary in place. I'll start with Alfred. You heard the guys expressing their fears. They didn't say anything different from probably what you've said before, what Austin too had said. But we have to bring this back because as excited as we all are, we need to be honest and ask ourselves that question, are we ready? Can we do all it takes? Will clubs be able to afford periodic testing? You're not going to test players today and say, oh yeah, we have done. You're going to be doing maybe every 3 days. I don't know, but I want to get your take on that.
Well, my take is straightforward. The men's league will not be the first league that to kick off in Nigeria. You and I are aware that the women's league is on presently as we speak. Match day 3 games played only a few days ago. And so it's not as if the men are doing something different or something that have not been done. We are aware that we've had several competition, post-lockdown competition, that the Handball Federation had their annual event in Abuja. The Volleyball Federation also have had events in the past. Athletics, they had athletics at the Asaba Township Stadium. The lockdown athletics meet. So, I mean, at the primary level, we know that this lockdown was imposed as early as that was in February, March, and we've gone through that process. And there is a
Okay, we'll probably get back to Alfred, trying to make some valid points. Let me just use your... Okay, you're still with us.
These are things that we've done in the past. And I mean, this thing about men's league kicking off, the women are playing their league, and week in, week out, they play games. I will see the games.
Okay.
Position in all of this.
All right. Let me listen to Austin. I'm going to get Ikena's thoughts later on, but let me listen to Austin. I have a funny feeling I know what he's going to say, but let me listen to Austin and get his take.
Okay, Yemi, please, you need to repeat that question again, because I was listening to you guys for a minute.
Yeah, I'm saying you listen to the guys, their take on when the league will start and their reservations about whether or not we're going to be able to handle the unique challenges that COVID-19 presents in terms of the authorities, the clubs involved, and if and when we start, hopefully we don't get into a situation where we'll be forced to stop again if we don't handle the issues right.
Valid thinking by our reputable colleagues. I listened to Atana Ayeji, and I don't blame him for his cynicism. Because look at the situation of things that we are getting into. I remember on this show, we've been talking about constant communication by the league management company. There was a time we were left in the dark. We're like, why is nobody talking? If we're not going to have the league, let's know. It's important for clubs in terms of preparation. I've also said that when you are planning the league, particularly with the way the last 2 seasons have ended, it means we did not learn. Yes, COVID is around. But until the minister made that announcement at the press conference, which journalists and followers of the league questioned that why should it be coming from the minister? Remember, we had that discussion. So we got a statement from the league management company. The league there's an uncertainty tied around the resumption of this league, that makes you, worry if it's actually going to, be a smooth process. Because as it is, a lot of unanswered questions. Yes, the clubs want to play, and particularly because majority of our clubs are owned by state governments, some administrators need to justify their budgets because they've had this money for quite some time. So they want the league to come on. But we've also said on the show a number of times that it is not just doing it, it is doing it well. Yeah. It is doing it right. It's about keeping standards. And this is the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let us go on that break and come back to continue.
Okay, all right, so that's it. We need to go on a break right about now, and we'll let Austin continue with his thoughts, and also let Ikena pitch in on the things around the resumption of the league. So let's go on that break. We'll be back for more Sports Tonight. All right, welcome back. I'm going to let Austin Okunakpan sum up the things that he was saying before we went on that break as we continue talking about the resumption of the league is expected to resume on Sunday, and talking about the scenarios, and hopefully all things will work out and the league will resume and everything will run smoothly. So, Austin, you can take it from where you left it off before we went on that break.
Yeah, I mean, so I was talking about the level of uncertainty tied around the resumption of the league, how prepared are clubs, what are some of the standards listed by the Nigeria Professional Football, by the league management company that we have, actually achieved. What's the state of infrastructure, which is a major problem to league football development in Nigeria. With the fears about COVID-19, what have we done to address such concerns? So I understand the cynicism of our colleagues saying that they don't think it's going to happen. I've always said prevention. We need to do all we can to avoid the spread of this virus, because you don't want to start the league and then problems here and there. It will just put us into a state where we don't want to be. It will be good to see the league come back, but we must do it the right way.
All right, thank you, Austin. You're the only one who hasn't said anything about what you listen to and the situation. I just want to get your take. And like we said, from all indication, it's going to start. Everything's going to start on the...
Bring that one.
Because we've seen online, we've seen some of the teams on their way to the match venues where they're going to have the games. I think the LMC didn't get, at a point, they didn't get all clear from the PTF, the Presidential Task Force, so they're waiting for it. But I think we took too long to end the last league. What actually happened in other climes? The French league ended abruptly. They made a decision when they're going to start the next one. The South African league went into a bubble, just like what the NBA did. Mm-hmm. They all went into a bubble. All the teams went into a bubble, and they started planning for the next how they're going to end that season and start the next season immediately.
Face it up.
I think we are all excited about it, but there must be protocol, the COVID-19 protocols, how we are going to wash our hands. And I think we are going to play without fans. So wearing face masks, how the teams are going to line up, how the teams are going to come out from the dressing room, we have to adhere to these rules. It's going to be basic. So we are all excited, but we make sure that we don't join in spiking the COVID-19. It's important at this time.
All right, so I guess we'll leave it at that. It's part of the fears that the level of optimism is very, very high. A lot of people are just so happy that the league is back. A lot of people, very high percentage.
And just to add, sorry, there will be testing consistently from all the teams. Almost on it.
And if we don't cut corners in that one, then we're fine.
You don't have to, because if you do that, it's going to affect every. They might even cancel the league if it does happen. But the teams have because even in Europe, nobody's certain about the match day lineup anymore, because there'll be testing.
You never can tell.
People will test positive, people will test negative. So there'll be constant testing. We have to. This is not a time to.
It's basic. You want to play in the league, you must be ready.
You must be ready
to do that. And I think the burden of that even lies more with the clubs than the administrators. No, so if you know you want to be part of this, you must be ready to do all of it.
Because if you play with it, it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that if somebody tests positive, please take him out of the team and play with that. That's why you have
ensure the safety of others.
Exactly.
All right. I guess we'll just leave it at that for now. And if there's anything to add to all of that, we'll let you know. Okay, maybe I should just let Alfred just quickly say something. I don't know if you finished what you wanted to say at that time, but safe to say, we all agree that the league will start on Sunday, and hopefully everybody will play their part and things will go seamless.
Well, all of the pessimism and all of the fears expressed by certain quarters, even though they are valid, you ask yourself, is there a league presently going on in Nigeria? I can tell you there is.
Okay, all right. So let's just move on and leave it at that now, and we'll see if we can get Alfred back. But it's time to go to England. And let's take a look at what's going to happen tomorrow. Probably, if we have time, we'll get back to things on the domestic scene. But let's travel to England quickly and look at Boxing Day fixtures. Of course, it's a tradition. On Boxing Day, matches are played in the English Premier League. So let's take a look at it and talk about some of the fixtures and what to expect. And there you have it. Leicester City up against Manchester United. Aston Villa up against Crystal Palace. Fulham will take on Southampton. Pick of the pack, Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal dropping points like it's going out of fashion. Will be up against Chelsea. You have Manchester City up against Newcastle, and Sheffield United, another club struggling, really struggling, will play. Then we go to Sunday. Leeds United will take on Burnley. West Ham take on Brighton. Liverpool take on West Brom. And Wolverhampton Wanderers will take on Tottenham. So these are the fixtures for Saturday and Sunday in the English Premier League. Let's quickly go to the guy who who happens to be in a place where it's all going down. Austin Okon-Akpan. Of course, it doesn't get bigger than talking about Chelsea and Arsenal. Contrasting fortunes for both clubs. For Arsenal, the disaffection. It's there. For Chelsea, everything seems to be gradually going in the direction the fans want it to be. But let's start with Arsenal as they prepare for that big one. Your thoughts as Arsenal prepare to face Chelsea?
Boxing Day fixtures always gets us talking here in the UK. So football followers are really looking forward to those fixtures, interesting fixtures. At these days, Arsenal fans don't want to talk about the league because they don't understand what's really going on with their once darling team. I've tried to, tie it down to psychological issue, but it's difficult because we actually thought Arsenal got into the season with some level of momentum, winning the FA Cup, getting Aubameyang to stay, putting a vote of confidence on manager Mikel Arteta, and then everything just came crashing down. They lost their last match to Everton 2-1, while Chelsea had a good run over West Ham 3-0. This is a London derby, so with the derbies, it's very difficult to make predictions. But if you go by current form, and if you want to analyze based on the league table, then this is going to be a very difficult game for the Arsenal. They're 15th on the log. Can you believe it? After 14 matches in the English Premier League, Arsenal Football Club of London, they are 14th. After playing 14th game, they are 15th on the log. Let's read the stats. Out of those 14 matches, they've won 4, they've drawn 2, and they've lost 8. So it's a big worry for fans of Arsenal Football Club because Mikel Arteta needs to find a way out of this. And that loss to Manchester City in the Carabao Cup actually put some dents in their hopes of, bouncing back to good form. But hey, this is football. Anything can happen. And with a big game, you can actually get your form going again. But against Chelsea, that is enjoying a good ride at the moment under Frank Lampard. Let's see what they can do. They are 5th on the log. The Blues, they've played 14 matches also. They've won 7. They've drawn 4. And they've lost 3. Fans of Chelsea also don't like the statistics because they believe that they have a team that, should be in the top 4 and, actually pushing for the league title at this stage of the season. But these are still early days, but not early days for us now, because if you are where you are on the league table and you're going against Chelsea, then you must exhibit some level of good form to play that match. But let's wait and see what can happen. The Arsenal, they're playing at home, but these days, does it really matter again? Because teams go to the Emirates and just pick points, even smaller teams. But I believe that they can use this. I think it's something about belief. They can say they need to tweak their mentality and say that this is not the sort of performance they should be giving to their fans, who I believe have been loyal. Arsenal fans, they are married to this club. They don't just follow it. They are married to it. They love the club.
You have to use that analogy again.
And the technical crew to start paying back that loyalty.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Ikena, your thoughts quickly. Arsenal-Chelsea stands out of the games tomorrow.
title chasing Chelsea versus relegation threatened Arsenal. I just have to put that in. It's going to be a tough. I think Arteta is losing from reports we had. I think Arteta is losing the dressing room.
Yeah, okay.
Losing the dressing room, and what happening to Ozil is beginning to affect the team because there is a faction that wants him to come back and start playing. But Arteta is playing to the board that's keeping Ozil out because of not taking the pay cuts during this COVID crisis. So it's going to be a tough. If they don't win or pick a point from this game, they're going to be in real trouble. And they don't want to be in that going to the new year. They don't want to be in that.
The team or the manager?
No, I mean both the team and the manager.
Okay.
They don't want to be in that relegation dogfight going into January. So they have to, like Austin said, they have to change their mentality. They have a good squad. They have a good team. Why Aubameyang hasn't scored for quite a while is surprising to everybody. So after signing that huge contract, so they have to get the ball going. They have to win some games, and they can stay by taking this big cap on that day.
Okay. All right. One of the games that we played on Sunday is the game between Liverpool and West Brom. Of course, you know, who's with West Brom these days? Man who knows how to, tighten things with his club. Talking about Big Sam. But of course, the Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp, he's been talking about that game and some other interesting things. Let's just quickly listen to Jurgen Klopp talk about that game on Sunday against West Brom. Then we'll come back and continue our analysis of what's going to go down in the English Premier League.
Look, it's the best position you can be in a moment, but that's it. That's all. We know how tough it is, how tough it was, how tough it is, how tough it will be. So we didn't even play the half of the season, but probably usually happened around about this time. And so, it's nice, nothing else. And when 2 years ago, when we didn't win the league after being top of the table at Christmas, it was not about a lack of focus or whatever. It was just the quality of the opponents. And this quality is still out there. And yeah, nothing really happened so far. We collected a few points, and if we want to do something special this year, then we have to collect even more until the end of the season, and that's what we try. That's it. Oh yes, I thought about it because 7 is a very a number you don't see that often in football, and you don't want to see it on the one side, and it doesn't happen a lot that you see it on the other side. So no, after the game immediately I thought, so okay, now we cancel that out, which is important.
All right, Jurgen Klopp talking about the game against West Brom. Of course, West Brom would want a resurgence to start with that game. So we'll see what happens. Let me get Alfred's thoughts on that one. I don't know, you might also want to pitch in Arsenal-Chelsea, but we have to start with the Liverpool story. Then when you're done, you can talk about, if you want to, the Arsenal-Chelsea, what to expect from that game as well.
Liverpool have shown that they have the pedigree of champions. Even when the difficult games come around with the depleted team, like they want to play themselves. Virgil van Dijk have not seen action this season. We have some very key players not playing, but they seem to be getting the result. The last time they played Tottenham with, I would say Mourinho playing the mind games, telling more or less reeling out Liverpool first team and the rest of them. They still got the business done. Going forward, this is a team that have shown over and again that they have what it takes to be at the top of English football. Having won the league last season, that momentum is still there. Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, these guys are, if you like, the fulcrum of that Liverpool team, and they keep delivering. So against West Brom, I can only see go one direction. Yes, we can argue that there have been some very, very surprising results in the EPL this season. But for me, I just see this game going one direction. For that of Arsenal, like Austin said, it's more psychological for me. The Arsenal fans are at a loss what to do with their team. For Arteta, he came to the press conference the other day, really now statistics of fans are like, hey, mister, this is not what we want to hear. They just have to get the wins under their belt. How they will do that? The good thing about their game against Chelsea is that it's a derby, and it's in the derbies, as you know, forms are thrown. Forms are thrown out of the window. It's those who are ready to take it on the day that get it. Whether the Arsenal team is built to fight is another question altogether. For me, I think they give in easily. Perhaps, maybe, just maybe, in this game they might turn the corner. If not, they just heading towards one direction. I just hope they don't get to where they're going to.
All right. A lot of people are already using the word relegation threatened. I don't think he has gotten that bad, but a lot of people are already saying that. All right. Let's. We don't have much time left, but let's. Two stories we want to talk about before we wrap things up on the show. Let me keep you on Alfred. Manchester City and has confirmed that Kyle Walker and Gabriel Jesus have returned positive tests for COVID-19. I mean, sad story there, but a lot of people quickly point out that City has a deep squad. Maybe it probably shouldn't affect them much, but then again, it's still a big blow.
It's a big blow. That is the new normal, the new reality of the beautiful game. I mean, testing week in, week out. There are people who, yes, observe all of the protocols, and these things happen. And the beauty of it is that they have these in place. And from me, that's my expectation of what we should have in the Nigerian Premier League. Yeah, we started. So far, moving forward, it's the new normal. We get these things every day. We see it every day. And so, if it's the new normal, we just have to learn to live with it, because we cannot, on account of 1 or 2 positive tests, shut down for now. I mean, this is something that, if properly managed, is something that we can live with and still live our lives.
All right. Thank you, Alfred. Let me go to Austin quickly. A quick one. On this story about Manchester City and how big of a miss those two guys will be for Pep Guardiola's side. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, Austin. We're just talking about Kyle Walker and Gabriel Jesus. With the situation that just happened to them, how big of a miss do you think those two players will be for Pep Guardiola?
Very disappointing because remember, Yemi, was it in May? Kyle Walker apologized for breaking coronavirus lockdown guidelines twice, which is what we are talking about. Everybody must be part of this fight to stop the spread of the virus. Jesus is, of course, an obvious replacement for Sergio Aguero. So yes, it will be missed. The duo will miss the league games against Newcastle United tomorrow, Everton 2 days later, and Chelsea on January the 3rd. So that's a big one for Pep Guardiola to deal with. You mentioned that they have a deep team, but every game comes with different strategies, and you want all of your players to be fine to be able to get along with it. So let's just see how they're going. First, let's hope that they get well, because as it is now, with the way the virus spreads, it's a contact issue. It's not just Gabriel Jesus and Kyle Walker. Also, 2 members of staff of Manchester City are contracted the virus. We're talking about just the 2 players that everybody know about. So the 4 of them will isolate in accordance with Premier League and government protocol. So hopefully they will come back better, and then we won't get to hear about more cases in Manchester City's camp. But Pep Guardiola, of course, master tactician. It's so sad. They're struggling. They are 8 points behind the league leaders, Liverpool, with a game in hand, by the way. But I'm sure they will be fine. They'll be fine against Newcastle. But football is funny, and that's why you want all your team. You want your team to be intact when you have a major assignment.
All right, thank you, Austin. And probably this might be our parting shot on the show. Another story related to COVID. Ikena, World Football Governing Body, FIFA has cancelled the FIFA Under-20 and FIFA Under-17 for the guys. And the reason is simple: COVID-19. They've handed the hosting rights. Automatically, it goes to Peru and Indonesia. Both were to host the Under-17 and Under-20, but they'll be hosting it in 2023 instead of 2021.
All right. That means it has been postponed.
Yeah.
So, well, and question I'll have to ask: if somebody will be above 17 or 20, would he still participate?
He definitely wouldn't.
That means you're
Yeah,
going to lose a generation of players.
Yeah, a generation of players missing an opportunity to showcase their skills
to the world. So it's a sad one. It's a very, very sad one. So, but it's like Alfred said, it's a new normal. So we are used to it. Tournaments have
to
been
live with
postponed.
it.
Yeah. So, well, let's see what happens in 2023.
All right, let's see what happened in 2023. Big miss. Got generation of players not being able to show the world what they are capable of doing. All right, it's time to wrap up the show. But first, I want to thank Austin Okon-Akpan for taking time to be on the show. I also want to thank Alfred Okoligbe from finding out time, squeezing it out to be on the show. I want to thank both of you guys. I want to thank you. I appreciate the time on the show, and hopefully we'll get to do this some other time.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Austin, as well. So that's it. Ikenna, I want to thank you as well for being here. Merry Christmas again.
Merry Christmas to you too.
When we see each other next time, it's going to be 2021.
Oh, yes,
Hopefully.
definitely.
All right, so that's the show today. Thanks for watching. Hope it was worth your while. We'll be here again next week to do what we love doing best. Till then, I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.